Well, hello, lovelies. How are we doing today? I'm Allie, the artist behind A Cleaver Art, and we've got a couple more days of at the table with A Cleaver Art, a little challenge I gave myself for the month of July to, I don't know, start sharing the story more, um, just kind of get in the practice of doing it, see what it sparked in me. And so we are at the table, which is going to I'm not sure if it'll continue to be 100% daily once July is over, but it will continue to be about the stories behind the art. So, you guys know me, I always like to show up a couple minutes early. So, thank you for giving me a tiny bit of your time, for being here with me. I am gonna the repost real quick if you wouldn't mind doing the same. It really does help us currently small creators with really big dreams. It does help. Just like your time today really helps. So thank you so much. All right, guys, this is just me being a little bit goofy, trying to get myself together. I know it's almost noon and I should be like fully awake, but I was up way too early this morning. It's always fun on days I gotta do like the technical behind the scenes stuff. Speaking of behind the scenes stuff, I did rearrange the artwork in the room a tiny bit. Um, it's kind of funny because most of these paintings that I switched spaces for are not the same size or shape. I kind of played Tetris. Um, and it just kind of goes along with the month of July and sharing the story and paying attention. I got glitter. Guys, I got fairy glitter. Oh my goodness. Hi, I see you. Thank you for showing up today. Hi, Ellie Bakley. Um, but yeah, guys, we've just been creating more, sharing more stories, making some friends, getting to meet new people, and it's been, honest to God, an absolute delight. Hi, I see you. I see you. Thank you for showing up today. To get to share the stories, to get to kind of look at my own art through a different perspective, because these are reminders, little pieces, reflections of myself. Um, but I think the best part that has come, hi, I see you, from telling the story and seeing how it is growing and changing. 2 weeks ago we were not sure if we were going to go live every day, and now we have series, like regular daily series that we're going to be doing. And guys, dream come true. Hi, I see you. Um, Thank you for sharing part of your day with me. Um, so we do still have like a minute before I like to get into the nitty gritty, but I was almost late today. Now this is gonna hold on, just listen, okay? So I was almost late today because the dog decided to sleep in. Good for him. I apparently was awake while he was not. Um, and I kid you not, he waited until about 7 minutes ago to say he needed to go out. Now, I've given my word. I've been talking to you guys about how we want to show up, and I risked being late because priorities. That poor puppy could be sitting here whining right now because I said what I was doing was more important than what he needed. That's not fair. I don't need to do that. I risked being late and I still showed up early. So it all works out, guys, is the point of that. Hi, I see all of you. Thank you for showing up today, giving me a little bit of your time. I really, truly appreciate it. Hi. Hi, guys. I'm not playing favorites. Some of these are letting me say hi, some of them aren't. I'm trying. Hi. Um, but in the transition, the time that we've been doing this, hi. Um, things have grown and changed even in just the last couple weeks. I love these names. Hi, I see you. Hi. Um, and even in the last couple of weeks, things have been progressing. I will be the first person to say I'm far from perfect. I'm lovable, but I am not perfect, okay? I am a flawed human being because I'm a human being. But we're being, so hey, we're doing something right. One mission accomplished, right? Hi, I see you guys. How are we doing today? Yes, celebrate. Hi. Guys, I have so enjoyed doing this. I tell everybody, like, my favorite thing is that when we follow each other back, TikTok calls us friends. And I think that's just amazing because who doesn't need another friend, someone that's going to show up and support them? I feel like we all feel that sometimes. That's what shows up in a lot of my art is different ways of support, like especially this one. Atlas has the whole world on his back. We don't got to do that. It's real heavy up there. Which brings me to today's artwork. Tiny little guy. 10 by 10. Guys, this is the bigger picture. Okay? Now I want to tell you about the bigger picture. The first time anybody ever saw it was like this. There was this cute little photo of me working on it. I believe the quote was, "What's on your easel this weekend?" I rushed through this artwork. Like this one, this was not a struggle bus. I knew the vision. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Hi, I see you. I had the clear path. I had all the tools in the right spot. I had a deadline. I knew, like, I had it all. I knew what I was doing. And I trusted myself to do it, even if it wasn't perfect. I knew the parameters. It had to be under 12 by 12. So here's the 10 by 10. That makes it fit. It didn't have to contain whole universes. It didn't have to tell the entire story of my life. It could have just been a snapshot. It could have been one splash of paint that, I mean, that would have been boring, to me at least. But sometimes that works. Sometimes that's how we need to express, how we need to get it out. Hi, I see you. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I've been talking to you guys about how we want to show up and what we're doing and how little things add up tiny bits at a time. And this little thing right here, this little itty bitty thing, tells a whole story. It's my entire life. It's my soul's journey towards peace. That's a lot for 100 square inches, huh? Sometimes we pack a punch without meaning to. It's a really good power to have. But the point of this one is not all the individual pieces of the story that I could point out. It's that I let the story just be. I let it tell itself. I trusted myself to grab the correct color, to get it done in time, to just show up and complete the work because I knew what needed to be done. How much for me to make a piece? It depends on what size, but if you go to my site, there is a contact form there, and I will reach out to you a little bit later today. I'll be free after 1, so it's approximately an hour my time. And then, guys, I do have sketch for sale commissions, so not everything we do has to be like giant, huge masterpieces. Thank you for asking that question, though. And guys, I'm reasonable. I believe that art should be accessible. Like, I really, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Uh, thank you. I light up when I get to create, when I get to express. I light up when I get to see other people enjoy the things that I make. Like, that's why there's a community. That's why there's the cafe. That's why there's so many different variations. Hi, I see you. Just telling somebody I had black cat energy today. About to push everything off the edge of the world just because I can. Never that. We don't need that much chaos. Um, but hi, seriously. A lot of the stories in here, if you've been following along at all with this series, you can see different pieces and other artworks. Like obviously Silent Rainbow is in there. This one you guys might not recognize. This is part of a Our Souls Are the Same. It was a intentionally magical piece that I created. This one is Mermaids in Space. Do you see her? Little mermaid. They came together not because I have practiced those symbols and lessons over and over again. Thank you. I think it's almost as pretty as you are. Not quite, but it's almost. But these pieces came together not because, hey, I was missing the lesson, but because I trusted myself. I'd done it before. The symbols were true to me. And I didn't doubt myself. I didn't worry about it being perfect. I said, I've got this much time to get this idea into this much space. Let's do it. And guys, that's the point of being audacious. Is not I'm unafraid I can just do whatever I want. No, that's entitlement. That's the belief that things don't go wrong. And if that's the case, we don't have a plan B or a plan C, or why would we go into the world unprepared? We have all these tools at the ready. We have all this help nearby if we don't cry wolf and we practice asking and receiving. So, what's your bigger picture? What is, like, when it's all put together? Not what's your story, not what's the motifs that keep showing up. What's the thing that pours out and lights you up that you can put in that little bit of space you have? Last night we did our first Allie's Creative Cafe, like official one. Like I know we've been kind of building towards that for quite a while. And guys, I honest to God could not have made it anywhere on this path without you. Okay? At all. Definitely not to the top of the mountain. But please excuse yourself from the room. We don't lie about people. I absolutely did not. I was a responsible adult last night taking care of people I know and love. Thank you for that. Anyways, guys, sometimes we have to just. Hi, nice to see you again. Sometimes we have to block and create boundaries. I've been drawing a whole bunch of blocks lately. Sometimes we need to cage the animal, and sometimes we need to let it free. And that's what these are. These are just, parts of us that we're letting free, letting express. And that's what I'm trying to share with you guys with these stories and this art, this time, these connections that we're making. This piece, if I had intentionally sat down and said, I want to pull 3 or 4 art pieces together, we would have ended up something with like Goddess I Know, or like the Work in Progress TV room that I've been doing steadily. That's not what we got here. What we got was something that poured and was just real. And this is one of my favorite paintings because it connected and clicked and made things light up in my own brain. All these little lights started shining. I see you. And that's what we're doing here is we're just trying to connect. We're trying to create a little bit more beauty in the world, because that's what we do as artists, right? Hi, I see you. Hi, how are you doing today? So while I'm talking about this, I want to talk to you guys also about perfectionism. I know, guys, we're just jumping all over the place today, huh? When we don't know the goal, when we don't know exactly how much space we have to fill, when we're not sure of our inventory and our supplies, how are we supposed to accomplish the assignment? We're not. We are literally underprepared for the assignment. I can't have you draw a circle if you've never seen a circle. You can't make this if you don't have paint. If you don't have a canvas. If you are missing the yellow, you can't blend the orange. So even if you do have paint, but you don't have the right set of colors, you're starting out behind the rest. And so not only do we take that into account, we then go, okay, but what if I go over the edge? What if people don't like the picture that I make? What if this is the last picture I ever get to make and they judge me on it? And there's this little part of your brain that says this vision that I have has to be this exact thing. And yeah, sometimes that keeps us motivated. That helps us fine tune and get things perfect. Hi, I see. Sometimes it drives us crazy. Sometimes it holds us back from finishing the bigger picture. It's all about where we want to be, who we choose to show up as. So, I've been doing these things, showing up as Allie at A Cleaver Art. I love her, by the way. She makes art every day. She's playful and she supports others. She uses her voice to advocate. That's what we're showing up for, at least for me. Um, earlier today, somebody asked me, what do I want people to feel when they experience A Cleaver Art? It's not a hard no, it's a hard yes. Oh, wait, it's supposed to be the other way around, right? But hi, I see you. What I want people to feel is inspired, hopeful maybe, playful for sure, maybe a little bit of my audacious boldness. Because bravery, being that knight in shining armor, is just showing up consistently. It's saying, I'm going to keep doing this step until I get it perfect, until I'm not afraid, until I convince myself that I've accomplished the mission. It's kind of like when you're looking for your keys. You don't keep looking once you find your keys. You go, oh my God, yeah, I've got the keys. And hopefully you're smart enough to put them in your pocket. And that's what these creative invitations are for. Hopefully just little moments you can put in your pocket when you need a reminder that you're beautiful, that somebody else knows you're trying, that you don't have to be lost in the woods or waiting in space, just floating around for the times to change. I know. That's what being a friend is about. And sometimes we have to be a friend to ourselves. Sometimes we are the void and we feel alone. Sometimes we do the whole Chicken Little thing, guys. And let me tell you how exhausting I swear that can be. Nobody really wants that. Like, yeah, I'm Superwoman, but not today. Somebody else can bring me flowers. I don't want to work that hard. I don't want to do it. Just because I can hold the world up like Atlas doesn't mean that that's my job. And if it is my job, I'm going to hold up my hand instead of my back. I'm gonna break it down into smaller pieces that are manageable. Because, guys, that's how art changes the world. That's how we get all these cute little dots of light in all the spaces that seem dark and unafraid and scary. And here's the thing, this line separates, but without it, we wouldn't have form for either of these. So is it something to be afraid of or to embrace? Is it where we're at or where the space is? I know, guys, this is a lot for your lunch hour, huh? This is what we do around here. This is how I enjoy being alive, being a creator. I see you. Hi. And I do. I create a lot of different things. Mostly good, I think. Some of them you can color, some of them you can wear. I can't tell you. Like some you can put on your walls. I can't tell you which one's my favorite, guys. They all serve a different purpose. This one's my favorite. You know, this one's my favorite because it's keeping me warm on the inside while I'm being warm on the outside with you. Hi, I see you. Hi. Um, but yeah, any questions today? Any curiosities about the A Cleaver art universe? Because it is a very diverse universe. It's a little bit, it looks scattered, but it is connected. All these pieces tie together and build on each other. They're all me offering a hand and meeting your creative muse and making something fun. Ooh, 8888. Look at that. How many different themes do I have? Ooh, that's a good question. So let's see, we've got the entirely abstracts. They kind of live in their own world. They usually end up as like clothes, um, bags, stuff like that. Every now and again, there'll be like a garden thing. A lot of space motifs. Uh, I don't know, guys. I'm a little bit all over the place. Like I believe in reflective art, so I have like writing things. I have um, zines that you can do so that you don't have to be part of the community. I built a whole community so that we had access to prompts and challenges and encouragement. Um, my favorite thing, though, I'm going to be honest, is the commissions, the one-on-one artwork, the sketches that we've been doing live. Like they're little tiny moments, maybe half hour of intention, but they're like so focused and personal. Um, got a Western theme. I've got an internal, like it's all over the place because here's the thing. Lived a whole bunch of life in my very short time here. And it was not always beautiful. You know, some of these bright, friendly colors cover up a lot of pain. And not because the pain is hiding, but because there was another layer to it. There was something that came out in the end that was worth looking at and not shying away from. And at this point, I feel comfortable to share. So, you know, I talk a lot about art therapy based things. I am not an art therapist. Guys, I've had a shit life. I've had moments of creative block. I've had to deal with addiction. I have loved and lost myself and others, my creativity, my spark. This is about me choosing to remember that spark, to share it, unafraid. Sometimes I'm afraid, petrified. You guys light me up and remind me that my voice matters. And so I'm going to keep showing up and reminding you that your voice matters. Hi. Hi. Because one of the things that I kind of call my North Star is like really like from my heart of hearts is that art can change the world. Now, art changed my world. It kept me sane in a time where I don't think I deserved sanity. I definitely hadn't earned it, and I was working very hard for it. Um, Even now, it helps me with cravings. It gives me something to focus on, keeps me more regulated. Coloring, oh my God, coloring helps my brain slow down. So every now and again, I'll just treat myself to a little coloring break. But yeah, you don't have to have one theme. You don't have to be one thing always. Just like the moon, we can have phases. We can be up high in the sky shining bright, and we can be the total dark side of the moon where, the aliens are hiding. It's really kind of up to us because we're the moon. But I digress. And I do want to point out, because somebody did ask me, speaking of the moon, one time, why it's not in this picture. The moon is in this picture. These little green guys, they are standing on the moon together. Yes, it is. They are standing on the moon together. That is my recurring symbol of living in a world without gravity. Being far enough detached to observe the happenings, but still together. This is no different than this one. This is just the next step. It's how the story progresses and what it tells. This is the other side of that exit door. A lot of times they don't tell us what's on the other side of that exit door. That's why we fear the end. God forbid we got to start over with nothing, do it all over again. Guys, I get it. I have had to start over again and again and again. We don't have time for that. Nobody got time for that. But that's my superpower, is that I've been able to start over again. I don't want to be resilient. I used to hate that word. Doesn't matter. I am. Yay me. We did it. Go team. Okay, so now that we're not a danger to ourselves, let's have some fun. Let's make some art. Let's remind other people how beautiful they are. Like, guys, that's my heart cry. That's my mission. That is the underlying big goal here. That's why I keep asking you what you can do to honor your creative self, because inside of you, whether you're willing to look at it or not, is somebody who is very capable of building the life that you want. Being unafraid even to just sit down and sketch, or talk yourself into racing the coffee pot so your dishes get done on time. Doesn't matter where you're at. You got to be aware how much space you have. And you have to honor that as well. That's why I make these spaces. That's why I'm making this time. That's why I'm sharing these stories. Because maybe you don't have to slip through all the cracks on your way up the mountain like I did. Maybe you can just remember you're on the moon. Sometimes we need reminders. Sometimes we need a friend to hold out their hand and say, hey, come have a cup of coffee. Everything's okay right now. It's better than we imagined. Sometimes you need a friend to help you imagine it. Thank you guys for reminding me that that's one of those things that I'm good at, being an instigator. Come make some art with me, okay? Check out all of those fun areas and spaces that I've made to share with you. And, you can add your colors to my story. We can write the next chapter together, you know? Because from my heart of hearts, I do appreciate you. But I really do want us to make something, even if it's one teeny tiny piece at a time. I know that there's enough in us to make it happen. Go out and make your day lovely, and I'll see you soon.